Birthday Hawa, birthday Shai, birthday Hawa, birthday Shai. Call Allah Yahweh, Allah Hayna Yahweh, Shem Shai, Bisham Kagadash. Bless you the Most High Yahweh. Bless you the Most High in the name of the Lord God and Son Yahweh Shai. In the name of the Holy Spirit. And of course, giving all praises and glory to our power Yahweh Shem Shai. Shem Kagadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well. Peace and salutation to the election. The first fruits, the choicest part, that whom the Lord will have mercy upon in these times. All right, through to the Wa, meaning the mark of exemption being placed upon them. All right, them having the names of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, them having an exemption from the judgment which is upon us. Starting with the prophets, the men. The 12 tribes of Israel, that's the 144,000 particularly. The priesthood, house of David. All right. And of course, we have the rest of the 1/3, which are men, women, and children who are believers in the words of Yahweh Shem Shai, but they're not prophets. All right. Of course, 2/3 are going to get cut off and die here in Babylon the Great. And wicked Israelites going to be destroyed across the world. All right, it's going to be a great purging of the rebels. Of course, the heathen nations, they're going into slavery, starting first with Esau, Edom. All right, and what we have here is another lesson. I'm the brother Mafa from the GREATMILLSTONE Plain Tables Camp, located here in the city of Philadelphia. I was just speaking the spirit. So I saw this, which is a repost of a brother here, Great Millstone, South Carolina, 777. I'm not sure if this is the brother Hawad or if it's, I believe it might be the brother Hawad from, it's either Hawad or Elder Manatazakba. But I just seen it in my yeah, it's Hawad right there, yeah. Shalom, of course. Yahbashim Mashai Bashim Kokodash Barakatha. So he had this video right here, which you can see, on the thumbnail, the wee Yalad right there, Might, or Yalad Might, which is pretty much a young boy right there, which it reads 6-year-old so-called black boy, because he Israelite, black is just nothing but a byword given to us by our oppressors. Of course, mocking and taunting onto us. Meaning void of light, detestable. Just to name some things. Was shot by a so-called Asian man. Now, even we are from the East itself. But you have it where you have what appears to be Moab, which when you see here, because Israelites are, we coming back, are coming from Israel, just scattered, and also, our heritage, was taken, discontinued from our heritage. We fell away from the law, statutes, commandments, knowing the Lord, and we became as Gentiles. The Lord turned his face on us and such, and now, through Yahweh's sacrifice, we're being returned back. Now, of course, we're still under curses, and judgment is still being issued out, but there is a hedge about the elect. Now, you have what I'm seeing here, appearance on the outside to be a Moabite, but also you have to know that not to judge a man based on his outward appearance. Just because he may look like Moab, he could be actually another nation. All right, especially speaking about how Esau and Moab have a great relations with one another. How a lot of Edomites, all right, get with Moabite women, all right, and have of course sex and produce offspring well, this could be an actual Edomite, because the actual the actual lineage is determined by the father. All right, his genes. Okay, his seed. All right. So let me see. I just want to go into maybe like a precept real quick and just go from there. And, you know, a spiritual man judges all things just through the spirit. I just was like, man, a lot of times, just, you know, because it's a spirit. Now, you know, like most Moabites, a lot of them they literally fear Jake. They don't want nothing that, like, if anything, Moab might just stare at you, like they'll just stare, and then if you stare back, eventually, you know, they might break their stare. But it's just like, you know what I mean, it's an astonishment. You know what I mean? I don't even know what we going to do Moab in mind, you know. But yeah, they're just through. They're finished. And we know Moab came from from Lot and his his daughter. What having his daughters went into him, going and having the offspring, which is Moab and Ammon, which would be so-called Chinese and so-called Japanese. All right, so let me see if I can find this one scripture, which it's either Second Edges 16 or Second Edges the 15th chapter, which it talks about pretty much about how Moab and E, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can find that. This is Second Edges 15 and verse 46. It says, "And thou, Asia, thou art partaker in the hope of Babylon," Babylon being America. All right, "and art the glory of her person." All right, the magnificence. And you know, I mean, China, you know, a lot of things that's made in Asia and such, you know, help, of course, build this place up. You know what I mean? Because you know, everything you see made in China, you know, very little is actually produced here in America. All right, a lot of this stuff is imported into here, and America, of course, profit off of you know, the things that are made in Asia. All right, in China, things that are made for cheap and then sold at high prices here. But you know, there's a major price difference. All right, here being sold here than is over there. But woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her. In China, Asia, you know what I mean, or Asia, you know, has made themselves like unto them, and you can see that through, of course, them embodying the different various philosophies of Babylon. I mean, you got skyscrapers over there, and you know, the cities that look like literally like New York and stuff. You know what I mean? It has decked thy daughters in whoredoms. You know, and you see how, you know, their women get down with Esau, Edom. Okay, it's producing offspring. All right. We see how even E himself, you know, or even we see even how they put off their culture, you know, their different, you know, their actual ancient garments and placing on suits, just like as if they wanting to be as like, or ka in the Hebrew, which means as or like Esau out of Wam. All right, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. And that's you know, that highlights a very, very strong you know, a covenant relationship between Esau and Asia. All right, Babylon, which Esau runs Babylon. All right, he has the you know, America, and it has a major influence going out of here, which nations you know, love, especially China. All right. It says, thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore said the Most High, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, pestilence, to waste thy houses, and with destruction and death. And the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower. The heat shall rise that is sent over thee. It's going to be great destruction done by nuclear missiles and various plagues as it was mentioned. All right. Now, I just wanted to note that, especially because we look, brothers might look, and you always have use discern, more in the spirit, and in the spirit, this probably is an Edomite, just based on how he was acting and stuff. Though, of course, the scriptures talk about spirits of vengeance. All right, so I'm gonna get that as well. All right, so we'll get that because for somebody to just take up, especially amongst themselves, to mess up that weak kid, that goes and show you that definitely was a spirit. All right. So we'll get that scripture. It's probably in Slakia. I spelled it. I'm not sure if I spelled that correctly. But yeah, this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 and 28. And there be spirits. Note, spirits plural. All right, Rechawath. All right, that are created for Rechaz spirit, Wath making it plural. Or Yum you can use too. Alright, that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on short strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Right. The scriptures also tell you in Amos, I believe that's Amos 3, if I'm not mistaken. Amos 3 and 6, it says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord hath not done it? Now this is all of the Lord that actually has done this work, all right, or completed this work, going back to Aisha, all right, which it means to do, all right. Actually even fashion too as well, all right, to bring about. The Lord brought this about, all right. Going back, or Ashawab, I return to that Baquad, which was where's that spirit of vengeance precept? Slakia, I just had it, but I don't know where it went. Yeah, that appeased the wrath of him that made them. And the Lord actually created evil spirits to actually bring out these different sore strokes. Alright. Like I think of a lick. I think of a stroke. Act of hitting or striking someone or something. Yeah, sore strokes. Right, which he was hit by whatever they say, like he was hit by something. They say that a bullet went right through the kid here. And let me see, I'll show you again. I think he showed his Zora Ayim. I believe that's how you say arm in Hebrew. They said the bullet went right through it. Right through, like from one end and out the other. All right. And you just got the week aftermath is them showing the kid, and also the and they said the guy shot out his window and such, and they say he got pretty much he's probably like crazy. You got that in every neighborhood, but they say that it was pretty much the whole thing had happened because of this particular man seeing the bike of the child within his yard, and that I guess enraged 144,000 right there. You see that right there. I just clicked 144.4. That's the call all Imla Yaba Shema Shaba Shinko Gadash. And also, if you can see 144 right there, 144 A alpha. All right, 1. Yeah, it's gonna be vengeance gonna be done for the elect. All right, and their children. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because this Jake father, he don't know what he pretty much he's trying to be temperate. You know what I mean? Because he like, man, I don't know what to do. I mean, because how it is when someone, of course, touches your child, and how angry, really the indignation you would have for someone shooting your child and stuff. But I mean, that's why the scriptures also say, let me get that, and I believe Isaiah the 5th chapter, Isaiah 5, and it reads woe, in 8 it says, woe unto them that join house to house, that they may fail to fell, till there be no place, that they may be placed alone in the midst of the earth. And just as going on to it, like joining house to house, you have it where in these communities and such, which Esau Edom has created, these various city layouts and such, zip codes, etc. Ghettos created, which ghettos is really where the place of the Jews lay, all right, or are, all right, which that's really going to Israelites, but it's not pertaining just to Judah in this case when I'm speaking, but which Judah is Judah, Jew, all right, but Judah or Yehuda in the Hebrew, but yeah, they have these apartment complexes and small towns and cities with everybody just bunched up on the top of each other, and everybody have conflicting ways of life, philosophies, and everybody don't hold the same ethics and such. They don't hold the same beliefs. They don't believe in the law, statutes, commandments. So of course you're gonna have a lot of division, and you're gonna have issues. This was actually great that the apostle brought this precept out, and brought this is one of the precepts apostle Gabar brought recently out, going into a brother had asked a question about the pretty much about how trees are symbolized pretty much people, in the scriptures. And one of the precepts he went to is Ezekiel 31, which is one of my favorite precepts, which I use a lot when I break down in the Garden of Eden. You know what I mean? The different trees were different, of course, people, nations, Edomites and such, sons of God. You know what I mean? Different classifications when you go down into it, but the main point, which I'm just gonna go into, which talking about Adam, which would be specifically we're talking about Adam, which was Yahushai, all right, as Adam, all right, the first man, all right. I have made him fair by the multitude of his branches. Beautiful, okay. So that all the trees of Eden, which of course Eden, he said going into a paradise Idan, and which is Israel, and also the world itself was a paradise, all right, that were in the garden of power envied him, all right. So going into it, so the nations that are around about us, they actually envy us, all right. That's another thing. Not only hate, but they also envy us. So you got Qanah usually mean possess, but let me see. It means to be jealous, envious, okay, jealous anger, excite jealousy or angry. And of course because the Lord made us, as an apostle wanted to bring out. We are peculiar people. We're strange. We're a treasure of the Most High. We are a holy people, and they know that. The nations know that. Whether they admit it or nay, we stick out amongst the nations, and this causes the heathen to act in jealousy in all sorts of matters of ways. And how I'm relating this, I believe that through the Spirit, the guy is actually a Edomite. That'd be Edomite. He has the appearance of a Moabite. All right. Just as you have tares and wheat, you have actually Israelites, and then you have ones that look like Israelites and might have the appearance of being an Israelite, but actually of a heathen, or like son of a wicked, as the Edomite. All right. Well, you got this, because like I said, I've seen it. Through brothers have also seen it. It's a lot. We walk around in the cities. A lot of times that's where you'll see it a lot. You'll see Edomites with these skinny, small Moabites and such, whining and dining them and stuff. But you see that they are very submissive and following him as he's in power and such. Well, there's offspring that come from that. All right. And like I experienced seeing that from seeing that with like kids doing martial arts and stuff like that. Kid literally having a temper tantrum, and you like, wait, why this kid not, like, he ain't acting like a Moabite. Like, Moabites have a particular spirit. Even if you have an Israelite foreigner that may look like a Moabite, he has a spirit. This kid itself had a temper tantrum. Like, he had this other kid that was beating on him. He was bigger, and then he was beating on him, like choking on him and stuff. Jiu-jitsu. He was choking the kid. The kid was getting choked by the other kid, but the kid was small and beating this bigger one, which that's what Gracie, our Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Gracie Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu teaches. How to be able to incorporate leverage to be able to beat someone who's bigger, faster, stronger than you. All right, via, of course, the philosophy of patience. Being uncomfortable and being comfortable in uncomfortable position. Using timing. All right, and good technique. Based on the leverage. All right. Well, yeah, the kid was getting destroyed, and he ended up freaking out, having this temper tantrum, and it was like nothing I could do to calm down this kid, which appeared to look like a Moabite on the outside. But when I seen the actual father, which sometimes the mom would come in, she was a Moabite. The father, because originally I think what would happen, they have like it was this dad that would come in, right? He would come in, and the father would or actually it's like the grandpop would come in and drop the kid off and stuff, and he would do the classes and stuff. Well, then the actual sometimes the dad would come in, I guess maybe to pay like the instructor, to pay the bills and stuff or whatever, the fee for the month or whatever. And it was a straight up Edomite. He looked like a straight up rocker Edomite, which you got a lot of our people that mainly a lot of these different rock and roll artists are Jake, but this dude was a pretty clearly an Edomite, but which that was his child that was doing the class. He was a Moabite. Was an actual Edomite. He just looked like a Moabite. He just got the outward Moabite features, but you can try the spirit, all right, by the spirit. Whether they children of power, he wasn't. I ain't have to ask him questions about the scriptures, but you could tell, man, Gate told you what he is. I could tell that kid was a Edomite. So yeah. Now going back, so there's another scripture I want to go into as well. which that's gonna be one of the great joys of the kingdom. You know, as let me see if I had the video still up. You know, which I'll leave a link. You can watch the video on its own. I'm not trying to get any copyright strikes or anything of that nature. There's the father. There's the one that actually did the punishment. There's the child that received the you know, the affliction. All right, which it could be a form of a punishment from the Most High, bringing judgment on him for things he done in this life or a past life. I mean, there's no respect to a person with the Lord. All right. One of the greatest joys of the kingdom is our children. They're going to have the ability to not have to worry, or we're not going to have to worry about, you know, our children, these things occurring to our children in the kingdom. So if I can find that, it's in the book of Isaiah, maybe the 65th or 66th chapter or something like that. Let's see if we can find that. Or 50, I got to see where it's at. Let me see. Let me see if I could just find this by just the spirit. I said Isaiah 56. Let me see if I can find it. Pardon me, this is the spirit just hit me. I just want to do the lesson. Might be even Isaiah 60. Let me see. I gotta see where it is. I got caps locks on. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look it up in Google. But it's definitely Isaiah. Play in the streets of kingdom of God. Actually, is Zechariah 8 and 5? Let's see if we can get that slot here. Alright, Zechariah chapter 8. Alright, the coming peace and prosperity to Zion. Alright, so the monument of the Lord, Israelites. Okay, now, starting with the elect. Now it says here, Zechariah chapter 8 and 3. It says, "Thus said the Lord Yahweh, I am returned unto Zion, or Zion, and I will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem." And Jerusalem, which means city of peace itself. So in that, even in the name, the nomen omen of Jerusalem, city of peace, the headquarters, all right, shall be called a city of truth. All right, Ayar Amath, right? It should be, when you look in the Hebrew, let me see where we got, let's see if I can find it. Ayar Ha-Amath. See that? You got Jerusalem. All right, Jerusalem. Ayar Ha-Amath. All right. Which, it says Wahar, which is in mountain. Yahweh. Tells about Waf host, Har mountain, Ha Quadash holy. Right? Right. Just going into Hebrew a bit. So in the city of truth, in the mountain of Yahweh, the government of Yahweh of hosts, the holy mountain, right? Because governments, mountains represent governments in the scriptures, most of the places. You know what I mean? You got to discern through the spirit. Thus, they represent countries as well. All right, little hills, little governments. Thus said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, there shall yet young old men and old women dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, and every man with his staff in his hand for very age. And the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof. All right. And there said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, it shall be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of this people, the remainder, in these days should be marvelous in mine eyes, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts. Thus said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country. All right. And I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power and truth and righteousness. Right. Yeah, you know what I mean? So beautiful. There's going to be, in the streets, it's going to be, in the city streets, there's going to be boys and girls playing. We ain't got to worry about that because there's another scripture, I believe, let me see, pruning plowshares that can help support it because they don't say it outright. They're going to have to turn their pruning, here, it'll explain itself. This is Micah chapter 4, and the law gonna come out, of course, out of us. All right, and we're gonna execute the laws. All right, but peaceful latter days in the kingdom. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of Yahweh shall be established. All right, and it's gonna be amazing. 144,000 issuing, with, of course, joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, everything out down. All right, on top of the mountains, right, on top of the government, right, and it shall be exalted above the hills. All right, and people shall flow onto it. All right, and the people are gonna flow to what is pushed out by us, which is righteousness. All right, and many nations shall come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh and to the house of the God of Jacob. All right, which is Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth out to Zion, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. Right. We are gods, all right, just so that you know. Elohim judges, okay, as well. And he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares. So, of course, swords that, were previously used to hurt, someone. Like this man having a, he having a gun. Or I'm not sure if it was a BB gun or a real gun or whatever. It's miraculous how it just went through the kid's arm and he's still, He's just playing around. Like it's, like nothing happened. But obviously, something did happen. It says they shall beat their swords into plowshares, right? And the plowshare is used to till land and such, and their spears into pruning hooks. Okay. It says nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. That's right. So no more what's that, Malchama or Lachama, Malchama, right, which is mean war or battles. All right. The Lord Yahweh Shai is gonna put the end of all wars when he comes back. Let's see if it's Psalms. This one Benjamite song I've been listening to keep talking about. Look, this is here, I'm just letting the precept speak. This is Psalms 46:8. Come, behold the works of Yahweh, what desolations he hath made in the earth. He maketh wars to cease. And unto the end of the earth he breaketh the bow, and cutteth the spear in sunder. He burneth the chariot in fire. Right. The Lord will make it wars to cease. All right, the nations coming after us, warring, making battles with us, that's not going to happen anymore. He actually going to break their bows, cut their spears in sunder. All right, so it says, "Be still and know that I am Yahweh, and I will be exalted among the heathen, and I will be exalted in the earth." Yahweh Tazbawath is with us. The power of Jacob is our refuge. Salah. Call Yahweh Yahweh Shem Al Shai B'Shem Kakodash. The Lord is going to make a full end of these heathen. He's going to judge Esau, Edom, the wicked. I mean, man, we got a lot of good to look forward to. And just showing you a spiritual side deeper from, the occurrence. The things that are written aforetime were written for our learning. That we might have hope, man. You know what I mean? We had the expectation of what the blessings Brakim Yahweh Shem Shai has in store for us. Us not being the tail anymore. Us being the heed, the Ra'ash, and what we should be, ought to be. All right. So shalom to the elect, and until next time, shalom again.